Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review, where tonight it is, of course, Fan Forum. Lots to go through tonight. No signings have been made today. Few expected it, but it didn't happen. And, well, what is happening with Pedro? What is happening with Paqueta? Who knows? We've got Tranmere tomorrow. We've got Wolves on Sunday. And, of course, we've had the City game. So plenty to talk about tonight on the Fan Forum on the Toon Review. Yes, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fan Forum with me and Billy Bob Coleman tonight. And, of course, as I said in the intro there, plenty to get through tonight regarding Newcastle United. Are you pissed off? You know, are you, well, let's say taking these in the nose, who've been coming out with all of this about, signing being made today, Pedro, et cetera, Nothing has happened. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Man City. We'll talk about Wolves. And, of course, Tranmere tomorrow night, where we are expecting a few changes. Billy, are you a little bit disappointed? No announcement from the club?
No, not really. When it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
When the club makes statements, then we'll know. But as we said last night, things can happen in transfers. And other clubs can enter the phrase, which seems to be the case in this one. Medicals be failed. Agreements with payment-wise, wages-wise, can be kind of turned down. So to announce it as official yesterday by some certain people, certain channels, I know Romano
said it, right? And like we said last night with Stato, we're 95% confident that the signing will be made. If Romano has, he's made that statement and he's put his name on the line with it, and hats off to him. And I hope it happens. Listen, I hope as much as anybody it happens. Yeah. But that's why on this channel, we refuse to talk about any signings until the club make them, because anything can happen, anything at all. But as soon as the club announce it, that he's our player, then brilliant, fine, no problem. But I've had a couple of messages today while I've been away, Billy, sitting on the train, listening to sort of reading messages, and people getting really frustrated, saying, people bigging, bigging things up, saying the signing's coming in, then nothing happens. It sort of puts you on a downward spiral. Just don't listen to it. Listen to the club. The club are the ones that will officially announce it. Yes, Romano is highly regarded, and like we said, we're taking his word for it that we're 90% happy that it's going to happen. But all the others, man, they just get the news off the bloody media streams. There's nothing. They don't know anything. So let's just wait and see. Newcastle United are who knows everything. Simple as that. And that's the way it'll always be on this channel. So, bollocks to being in the know. I don't care if somebody says, oh, well, you don't know very much. No, I don't. I don't know what the club's doing. I don't know what the transfer system is in the club. I don't know who they're looking at until they tell us, which is how it's supposed to be. I'm not bothered about being one up on people, just saying, such and such is signing, just to get views and subscribers or likes. Yeah. Bullshit, man. Just wait till the club announces it. It's getting beyond a joke now. It really is. It's really frustrating. Yeah. We'll go through a couple of comments before we bring the rabble in. As I can see, there's plenty of them tonight. So, and I'm sure they've all going to have the say on it as well. Media Funny says, evening, guys. Keep up the good work. Found you guys in January. Now I'm glued. Gary, good evening. He's in the chat, actually. I can see him. Sitting in his medical chair again. Damien says, so happy it's Toon Review night. You guys have no idea how it keeps me going. How are the lads? It's almost an addiction. YouTube is now my watched thing. Yeah, me too. Michael, good evening. Gary says, completely agree with the comments. It's an addiction now. My daily fix. How are the lads and lasses? Gary's in the green room as well. Damien says, I suffer with mental health and I'm up and down and it's ruining my working life, but I look forward to the Toon Review. Massively helps. It's not that I don't have a wife and kids to keep me going. Toon Review is different. Listen, mate, Damien, reach out whenever you want, mate. We've all been through mental health issues, and if you look back few months now, I put a video out about my journey a long time ago now. So if you want to go back and watch that, you're quite welcome to. It's still on the channel. So Jules says, good evening all. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the show. Keep the comments respectful and friendly. Damien then says, wish I could be a member, but times are hard. Don't worry, mate. It's perfectly understandable. If you haven't already, subscribe. It's free, and we're close to 13.5k. Click the like and join our family. Jules says to Damien, don't worry, you've been here watching is all the support we need. Absolutely. Good evening, Gary, Paul, and all the panel. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Lewis has just equalised for Villa, scored a corner. Well, there you go. It's the only way they can score these days. But hey-ho. Good evening, Explorer Mark. Good evening, Nathan. Anyone going to the match tomorrow? Well, Stato is. And I'll be doing the live commentary of the game. Chesrez and Modern, good evening. Ches. Dave Hughes, good evening. Everybody's saying hello. Soli says, evening, fellow Toon Army lovers, to the mods and hosts, and look forward to another fan forum. If you do enjoy the fan forum, as usual, guys, please smack that like button like it's... Billy?
Look, it's the back of the Man City net.
Yes. I'm pleased you said something, like that, because I was expecting something else, like Pamela Anderson's arse or something like that coming from you, but never mind. Well, it makes a change, doesn't it? Evening, Tom. Nobody knows what's happening with Joao Pedro, do they? Absolutely not. The skip rats are at it again, trying to hijack the Pedro deal, allegedly, according to Sky Sports News. And evening, everyone. Travoy, hello from the Falkland Islands. Santo, good evening. Rachel, good evening. Also to the mod squad. Good evening, David. Paul Sales. Good evening, Diane. Hope everything is well. Evening, everyone looking for another show. Soli says, Fabrizio is a Watford fan. He released the done deal. I would assume he has been told they're accepting it, but maybe things slowed down by interest from the Scouse Mackems. We just don't know what's going on. Only the club will know. Good evening, Dominic. Good evening, Metal Mohan. Andrew, good evening. Spacebar, good evening. Everyone's saying hello. Matty says, good evening, Toon Review. You're absolute legends. I hope you're well. Good to see you getting better, Paul, and I really hope Danielle and her family are pulling through okay. Yep, taking it each day as a time she is. Paul, Tully, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Everton or NUFC for Pedro. Who do we think he would choose? Hoping Wilson is just a slight strain. Well, we'll come on to Callum Wilson. Really didn't want to talk about that too early in the season, but hey-ho, it is what it is. Jim, good evening. If it's down to the player, he ain't going to choose Everton over us. You would hope not. I thought I'd wake up this morning with another Brazilian. Not quite. Evening, Stu. Jim says, how do the mods? Good evening, Paul, Billy, like the compilation of Billy's commentary, brilliant. Yeah, Susan's done a good job actually putting that together. Absolutely brilliant. Up the A1, evening all fans. Was hoping for some transfer news, but nobody holding the shirt yet. Hope Wilson not as bad as people are saying. Billy, again, rumour has it, it's 2 to 4 weeks for Wilson, and 3 games into the season, that's just, well, it just highlights the problem we were talking about in the summer.
It does. He just can't get a run of games together, can he? He's played 3 games, plus about 4, maybe pre-season friendlies, and his hamstrings have snapped again. I don't know what the solution is, but, we want him playing every week. It's not ever going to happen, is it? So we need to go out and buy a striker, really. You know
what he's starting to remind me of, Bill? Michael Owen at the back end of his career when his muscles started to go wrong. Wilson relies on that pace and that, sprinting off the blocks, if you like, and it just, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It really is. Toon Dave says, good evening, chaps. Hope you're all well. Fantastic result at the weekend and still buzzing. In the nose are getting a bit annoying now. We'll know for sure when the club announce anything holding a shirt. Exactly.
I'll tell you what, Paul, about Callum Wilson as well, but going back to Callum Wilson, he may well be fit for the Qatar World Cup, but there's no way on God's earth Southgate can risk picking him in the squad.
Exactly. I mean, we said that in the summer, didn't we? He just doesn't have a stretch of games long enough to be able to, be in that reckoning. It's sad. Yes, it's true. Wilson's had a scan, Jory, and the thing is, Eddie Howe saying, it's normal to do this, and then he turns around and said, "We'll see how long he could be out for."
Yeah.
That last sentence says it all to me, that he's not expecting Wilson to be fit for a while, and that's disappointing, man. Solis is agreed. I couldn't agree more, Paul, but I'm with you. I'm sure it's a go for Pedro. Alex says Eddie's army is evolving. We went toe-to-toe Man City. Who else could do that? We were so close to beating them. Indeed, we were. Colin says, wait till the end of this week. There will be movement. I'm sure of it. Yeah, well, hopefully there will. Window end coming soon. Think we need to start moving on potential targets. Paqueta, Ramos, Callum Hudson-Odoi, for me, would really evolve us going forward and will make our bench strong. Yep. McDunk, good evening. Dave says, how come the Scouts Mackham's buying so many players with their problems with FFP? Who the hell knows?
They
Tony
are selling,
says,
aren't they? They are selling.
Yeah.
I mean, Gordon's going to.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Gordon will make a massive difference. If they sell him for what's been banded around 60 million, which I think is ludicrous for somebody that looks like a scarecrow and has had one decent season at 60 million quid, stick him in your garden and protect your tatties. As simple as that. Tony says Mbappe is booked in for medical at the RVI tomorrow. Yeah. And my ass is as smooth as a baby. Jesus Christ. V says, good evening, every one of you wonderful people on the panel in the chat and sitting around lurking. Have we got some lurkers? We've got some lurkers, Billy. Stephen says, hi, guys. I wonder if the FA are going to ask Mike Dean to come out of retirement to referee a game against Liverpool so they can get their first 3 points of the season.
Might get him out of Tom for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's a Tranmere fan, isn't he? The only thing we all know is we love the club, and that is the only thing I care about. Absolutely. Tom says there was one saying his source reckoned Pedro hoped to sign before midnight to play it tomorrow. Someone corrected him, saying Pedro would have had to have signed by noon. A real source would know, surely. Exactly, Tom. Exactly. Matt says the in the know are not in the know bullshitters. Spikes is everyone and all. Good evening, everyone, and all in the Toon Review. Just wait for the club say yes. Why? I just don't understand the have to sort of get up. Not in the know. Number one in the know says, hi guys. I know I got a bit overexcited yesterday, but trust me, Pedro is a done deal. John says, how can Forest, Chelsea, and Man City spend what they like? I thought FFP was for everyone, not just us. Yeah, but Forest haven't spent anything in the Premier League over the years because they haven't been in it. And Chelsea and Man City, of course, can rely on selling players and revenue coming in. We've explained that, so that they can cover it. And certainly with Everton, if they do sell the Scarecrow for 60 million quid, then incredible. Daniel, happy to catch a live show. I'm usually working and watch later. Colin says, you take it easy, Damien. Look after yourself is key, brother. Absolutely. But you've always got the Toon Review family around you, matey. Don't forget that. Right, let's bring the rabble in. We got Luke, we got Renier, we got Gary, we got the King of Qatar, we got Jack. Are you home, Jack? Your mic's off, though.
I am home.
Oh, there he is. Gary and Jimmy Boy!
Yeah, Jimmy's in the house again.
Howling like a
I'm
wolf.
back.
Yeah, man. Right. We may as well get cracking on. We'll start with you, Luke. We'll start with Callum Wilson, unfortunately. By the way, are you in a sauna?
No, I've converted the attic into a room, so it's all wood panels.
Ah, man cave. Like it.
Yeah.
Go on, what's your thoughts on Wilson?
What can you say, really? It's expected. It's disappointing. It's dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. It puts us in a very difficult position. Now to sign a striker, it might get even more expensive because of the necessity. Yeah. Teams are going to see what we need, and even though we already needed one, we could always kind of rely on the fact we had two strikers there, like with Wood and Wilson. But now that we're down to one plank,
it's not good, is it? I mean, it really isn't. Mike says, I've been watching since the takeover and never subscribed. Well, shame on you, Mike. Hit the button. It's free to do so. Or I'll send Billy round. Neil says, good evening. James, good evening. And you have said, lad, evening. Right, King of Qatar, Mr. Kaviani. I'm expecting big things from you tonight. First, obviously, Callum Wilson.
I'm disappointed, but it might be a blessing in disguise. The owners will see that we can't rely on him now, and they must buy another striker in the next couple of weeks. So, unfortunately for him, I mean, I'm sad that he might miss the World Cup now, because if he kept his form, then he would have been picked So, but for us, the club must buy another striker now. Can't rely on Chris Wood. I love him though, but you can't rely on.
I know you do. I know you've got a soft spot for Chris Wood, which I hate you for. Anyway, the situation is, look, Chris Wood's probably going to start tomorrow, and you just know what's going to happen. He'd bag a hat trick, and then suddenly he's God's gift to strikers when we're playing Tranmere, who are 17th in League Two. So all I'm going to say is, if he does bag a hat trick, which I hope he does, but maybe that's his level. You never know. Gary, Callum Wilson, 3 games in, and already we're talking about hamstrings.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? I'm not happy about it, but it's like I say, it's an inevitability, isn't it?
Yep.
They're always going to happen. They're always going to earlier than what I expected as well. To be honest, I thought he'd have got a good 15 games in before it happened, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've got 2 Garys here. I'm gonna have to go with Wishart. I'll just call you Doctor for the night because you look like a doctor. So there you go.
Say Wishy, it's easier.
Wishy.
Yeah. Nickname.
Wishy Sunak.
No, wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy. Right, Wishy, go on then. Callum Wilson, what's your thoughts?
I was hoping that he would last a bit longer, like Gary said. But sadly, as Roy did just say as well, we really would like another striker. But who? Is it going to be Pulisic, maybe?
Listen, anybody rather than Chris Wood. I mean, it's just one of those things. Jimmy, I know you're going to be speaking from the heart about this, but what's your thoughts?
It sucks, but I don't think there's anyone on this panel right now that didn't know that this is going to happen at some point. I mean, we can't have one week of happiness without getting water dashed on it. And it's just, yes, maybe it's time for somebody in Saudi Arabia to step up and say, okay, this is what we're doing, boys. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Darren. Sorry, Eddie. But we're getting a striker.
Yep.
Here's the checkbook because, I mean,
look, we need to spend now, and I think that, we've already alluded to it that maybe it's a kick up the arse to get something done, which we hope. Jack, what's your thoughts?
I hate to say this, but it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
We know Chris Wood's like injury prone, well, more injury prone than Haaland, and that's a record. But I think it's one of the reasons is because we gave her all that much on Sunday, that we outworked our muscles, and we gave it that much that we had to be injured. And I mean, it's a positive and a negative at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was coming. We know what Wilson's like, but that's going to make a statement to Eddie Howe saying we might need a striker. We need a striker, and if it's Joao Pedro, Ramos, get them in right now because we know what's going to happen with Chris Wood. We've experienced it for 4 months. He's not going to do anything to help us really. So get either Joao Pedro, Ramos, get them in because they're going to do more than Chris Wood. And if we want to push for Europe this season, and I hate to say it again, but it's probably going to happen more throughout the season. So with Chris Wood, there's no way Europe or anything like that. Because if we keep our form up, Europe could be a destination for us. But with Chris Wood, I highly doubt it.
Yeah, we need that depth, don't we, Renier? We need some more depth because, it's clear that we can't rely on Callum to stay fit. And look, it's not Callum's fault. I'm certainly not sitting here having a dig at Callum Wilson by any stretch of the imagination. But we all knew this thing was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both Roy and with Jack. I think blessing in disguise, because not only, I think we were going to splash the cash one way or the other because we can't just rely on Wilson and Wood. But maybe it opens the door and changes the decision for some young strikers thinking, I'm going to come in, I'm going to be behind Wilson and maybe behind Wood. And it might be a reality that they might play a bit more regularly. And I think that's also important.
I mean, Billy, do you honestly see, the situation with Pedro? Obviously, Everton are in for him, but surely he'd look at that he'd even look at the game on Sunday and think, wow, you know, I want to be part of that. You know, rather than looking at a ramshackle, bloody rat-infested sewer.
The thing is, Watford and Everton do seem to do quite a lot of business together, don't they?
Yeah, they have done in the past, yeah.
And you got the likes of Alan there as well as another Brazilian, and they've got the pull of the Merseyside derby, even though they always lose it, but it's still a massive game. You know, Everton do have some plus points, but yeah, obviously from a footballing point of view and a project point of view and a future point of view, future good things that's going to happen to us, you'd choose Newcastle every day of the week. And with this injury, he'd be straight in the side, wouldn't he? So, yeah, obviously, I think you'd choose us.
Aaron's asking a question, Billy, which I'm going to get you to answer.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. He's like Manuel out of 40 hours. He knows nothing.
Look, Sean Casey's never been on this show, to be honest, and you know we don't deal in what Sean Casey talks about. You know, Sean's perfectly entitled to his opinion, and what he puts on Twitter. That's up to him, and he's welcome to do that. But you know, as I say, it's the club that I look for, and nobody else. You know, and yeah, I'll take Romano's thoughts and things like that into certain consideration, and I do think there's something going on. But you know, to say that he's here, he's going to be on a medical, he's going to be doing this, or he's 100% done. He's not 100% done, because if he's 100% done, Newcastle United would have announced it. They've got no reason not to announce it if it's 100% done. So it's not. So everybody putting that out today saying, oh, it's all done, it's all done. They were putting it out from 9 o'clock this morning and then still saying at 4 and 5 and 6 o'clock, oh, it's done, it's done, it's done. So where's the announcement from Newcastle United? There isn't any. And Roy, this bullshit's got to stop, man.
Well, Sean Casey, I always take the piss every day on Twitter. It's
yeah,
bullshit.
I've seen.
He knows nout. He knows absolutely nout. He's just looking for likes and extra followers and stuff. So, enjoy. It's just entertainment online. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Did you see his line up for the Man City game? Sean Casey.
No.
He said drop Maxi, go to a 5 at the back, and I kind of told him what he
Oh,
might
yeah,
hand the game over to them.
Oh, yeah.
Hand it to them. And after Maxi's performance, he still wouldn't have it that he was in the wrong. Well, one of the finest footballing tweet accounts also agreed with me. Who says they're one of the finest football accounts? You do, and you're not.
Derek makes a good point. Benfica said that Ramos would be for sale once they'd qualified for the Champions League, which they are doing tonight in, well, I think they're about 6-7-0 up on aggregate. So that might come to fruition in the next few days as well. If Benfica, you know, if they did say that, you know, so we'll have to wait and see. Wood came on, did okay when he came on against City. Hopefully he can get off the mark tomorrow. Yeah, he did, but in a more defensive situation. You know, Jack, it was clear that he was asked to, you know, play a defensive role when he came on.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really watch too much of the City. I watched the first half. I was in the airport getting on my plane.
Yeah, I do apologise on one's holidays.
I managed to watch the Trippier goal, though, so I'm happy about that. But when I saw that Wood's coming on, my instant thought was, yeah, we're parking the bus here. We're not going to try and get more, because we had a great momentum to keep scoring. And then as soon as I saw Wood coming on, I'm like, yeah, defensive. It was, yeah, but to be fair, Wilson's one of them players where he can hold the ball up, look for wingers and get the ball up. He's one of them players where defenders can hit him, and he can take it. And then he's such a big lad. He's such a big guy. But he's very defensive when it comes to that. But I feel like Eddie Howe's thought was, I'm going to bring Wood on. It's 3-1 up. I'm going to go defensive. I'm just going to try and hold it for the 45 minutes. That can work sometimes, but it's Man City. You're not going to... They can only pressure you for so much before they're going to score 5 goals against you.
John says, if we're going to pay 30 million for Pedro, why not buy Gelhardt from Leeds for less, or the young lad from Norwich or something? Cheaper, similar ages, and just as good. Well, Leeds aren't going to get rid of Gelhardt. I can guarantee you that now. So that they won't be selling him. I'm not sure who you mean about from the young lad from Norwich.
Josh Sargent is garbage.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, he can't even sniff the ass of anybody on the U.S. team to get in.
I agree.
God, he's horrible.
Jimmy, ladies and gentlemen, says it how it is. Geordie Metal, thanks for your 20 quid super chat. He says we definitely need at least 2 more players in before deadline. 1 or 2 more injuries, and we are stuffed. Our bench is just not good enough. Gary, what did you make of Wood? Because when he came on, it was clear Eddie Howe was talking to him for a good 5 minutes before he came on the pitch, and it was clear what he was there to do. Because in fairness to Chris Wood, he did really well defensively. He cleared a couple of crosses and did what he had to do.
I think he'd make a good centre back. I think we should convert him to a centre back, if I'm honest with you, because he's no striker, is it? But it's like what you said, Paul. I think he did his job. What he come on to do: park bus, clear balls, win challenges, and that's all you can expect of him, really, isn't it? To be honest, he's not going to get us 20 goals a season or anything like that. So
definitely not.
He did the job.
Yeah, I mean, Geordie Howe says Wood is going to start, so regardless, we have to get behind him in the team. Of course, we'll get behind him, 100%. And hopefully bag a few goals. Listen, I know I said earlier, bag a few goals, and then Tranmere might be his level. But if he scores 2 or 3 goals against Tranmere, that might just boost his confidence again. And maybe, just maybe, there'll be an opportunity to see the Chris Wood that played for Burnley, who can, get into double figures, and cause a problem and just get his confidence up. Because, let's be honest, his confidence is probably rock bottom now because he hasn't hit the ground running at Newcastle United, and he hasn't scored as many goals as I'm sure he wants to score. So we just have to, support him. But there was another point in the comments there before. Mr. Wishart, I'll wish you on this one. I see what I did there. If Chris Wood starts tomorrow and he gets injured, where does that leave us?
Buggered, basically.
Yeah.
We ain't got nobody else, really.
I don't think Wood will play tomorrow if Wilson's out.
You don't think he'll play?
No, I think I'll play Stevenson. I think he can't. But he can't. If Wood gets injured and he's out for the weekend and maybe the week after,
yeah,
we're chucking young young boys in against Bournemouth and Liverpool, aren't we?
Yeah,
Wolves and Bournemouth. We'll get Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Liverpool, yeah. I don't think he'll play tomorrow.
Emmett Killeen, thanks for your $5 super chat. He says, even all from Pennsylvania. Odd question. Tyndall was up shouting as much as Eddie was. I think he's vital. Did he get the same extension Eddie got? I'm not sure. Nothing was released about that. But listen, we know that Tyndall comes hand in hand with Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe relies on Tyndall, massively. And they come as a partnership, But that's what works for me, is because Tyndall is always on the sideline with Eddie Howe. They're always in conversation about what to do. And what I like is they're not frightened to change anything. I was very shocked when Wilson came off because I didn't realize he was injured. But it was a risk putting Chris Wood on because it took away our attacking threat, to be fair. There's no way Chris Wood's going to keep up with Maxi when Maxi's like a bloody leopard down the left-hand side. Chris Wood's going to, even at full pelt, Chris Wood is going to be like at least 3 minutes later coming into the box. So, it was clear that it was right. They've pulled it back to 3-3. Let's just make sure that we at least get something out of the game rather than nothing. And that was the important factor for me. Luke, what would you do tomorrow? I mean, if Wilson's going to be injured for a period of time, would you do what Billy says? Maybe place young Stevenson? Your mic's off, buddy. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. What would I do? I'd risk him, man. I'd risk him. I think Eddie's going to risk him because at the end of the day, he said he wants progress in the cups. So he did.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'll leave him out then.
Yeah. Look, he doesn't want another thing to happen that happened last season. Getting beat at off Burnley, and then of course Cambridge. We didn't have any cup run last season, so God knows.
What happened to that? The young striker we had there. He went on the preseason, but he didn't play. Munoz, is there?
Munoz, yeah. Look, yeah, he's an option. We watched him, very famously. So we watched him in the under-23s tournament when we were supposed to be watching. Eggy take fuck off to PSG, and then we watched Munoz instead, and we were very impressed.
Yeah,
with his
so it might be
good
a good game
aggression.
for him to get 60 minutes out or something. You know, it's
Possibly. Funkenstein, who has one of the greatest names ever. This is the best channel regarding NUFC. In fact, best channel on YouTube. Such a great mix of personality, and the chemistry between you all is spot on, guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Mr. Mounty, how are you doing? Bit late?
No, I felt like just skipping out tonight, maybe getting others on, but felt there's room, so I'd come on.
Yeah, there's always room, right? And you're one of the main fan forum people, so you know you need to get your ass on.
What's wrong with being late once? I saw reclined earlier, and like I thought I'd just continue, but the chat also wanted me to come on too. So
yeah, what's your thoughts on Callum Wilson?
Is it actually a fact that he's injured? Because I haven't really kept up today.
No, no, but we're saying that it's rumored to be around 2 to 4 weeks, and the fact that Eddie Howe finished his sentence, like he did, was very worrying for me.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch the press conference either, but it's same old story again, almost. Where if he's injured, we've seen what it's like with Chris Wood up top. Like, you can't do it, and like, how are we supposed to like get goals and stuff? And like, how are we going to get good performances out of St. Maximin when he's got a striker? Because let's be honest, like for me, that ASM against Man City, that was a world-class performance.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that, you have to have good players around. And Chris Wood won't offer that to ASM. We've already seen like back end of last season, ASM and Chris Wood. Like the two just don't match together.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Tony, listen, I'm going to put you in the penalty box before long. Comments like this: Annesford is the pitch. My nana and granddad lived in Annesford for many, many moons. So take that comment back, or I'll hunt you down. Carl says 2 attackers are needed. Wilson will have to be super sub coming on in 60 minutes. Ian doesn't think we can rely on Chris Wood. Joao Pedro is a massive gamble. We need someone who can hit the ground running. I think he will. Listen, as Billy's alluded to many, many times, this guy ran us ragged last season at St. James's Park. So, it's not. If we get him in, then I'll be happy. Don't get me wrong. Wacky says, well, you have to sacrifice getting a right winger in favour of getting 2 strikers and a centre mid in. Renier, what do you reckon?
No, we need strikers badly. I mean, I'm with Billy on this. I wouldn't risk Wood in the next game against Tranmere, regardless of what Howe said about cup runs. I mean, the league is important. We know that. We want to obviously prove that we can stay up there. But no, I wouldn't. We need strikers. I guess I wouldn't take a right wing if we can have a striker, because I mean, Almiron's doing fine. Jacob Murphy, I mean, yeah, he could probably also do a job if we need to, but we need a striker badly. If not 2, like many people in the comments have said, we need something. I mean, I'll even take 2 more Chris Woods instead of 0 strikers.
Right, Renier, careful. Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa. Seriously.
But it's true, man. We need some cover up there.
Yeah, we do. Vise is perplexed. The nicest way I can put it, over someone complaining about us signing Nick Pope earlier today. Please name and shame that monumental bell, NV. Mary, good evening. Hope you're well. Ramos just had an assist. They are 3-0 up. Did you see Isak's goal against Barcelona? No, I haven't seen that goal. But look, I don't think Isak's going to come simply because the price they're asking for and his wages. We just won't pay that kind of money. No way in hell. Foxy's is sad about Wilson always when he hits some good form. Would love to cover him with taking one of Zapata, Gabigol, long shot Firmino, or controversial last resort, Morelos. Listen, I was always a no to Morelos all the time, but then, you have to look and say, is he better than Chris Wood? Absolutely he is. So, there you go. Tony's joining us. Good evening, Tony.
Hey.
Well, hi, Billy. Hi,
Tony.
Colin says, I hate those Scouse Mackems. Really, I hold them in such high regard. Francisco says, with our non-depth striker, do we bring Santiago in? Tony, what do you reckon? We've just been talking about Callum Wilson and the options for tomorrow night. Billy thinks that we might leave Chris Wood out because he might be needed for the weekend because of what's going on with Callum. So do we play one of the youngsters?
Yeah, that's a good shout because yeah, because if Wood got injured tomorrow night, then we really are stuffed. So, yeah, I think one of the youngsters could come. What about Westendorf as well? You know, nobody mentions him. He's not a bad player either. So, give one of them a chance, or Munoz. But yeah, definitely, I think you can't play Chris Wood tomorrow night. Not if there's an injury doubt over Callum Wilson, especially. So, we just have to wait and see.
Luke's had to disappear for the night because he's having some internet problems. So thanks for coming on, Luke. We'll get you on next time, matey. But thanks for letting us know. Top man is Luke. Look forward to getting him back on once he's sorted out the internet in his man cave. Jimmy, you're back.
Yeah, it wasn't my internet. It was my phone overheated because it's 32 degrees out here.
Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Look, I learned metric.
It's Celsius, right? We don't talk like you do in French Canadian land.
No, I'm with Celsius too. I can't stand.
It's not going to be 32 Fahrenheit in the summer, is it?
No, you see, I grew up in a time where Jimmy Carter tried to get everybody in America to switch over to metric, and that lasted about 6 months, but I learned it at 9 years old. So,
yeah, go. Jimmy Carter wanted to sell you a kilogram of peanuts, though, didn't he?
Hey, he's a Georgia boy.
He is indeed. Still going.
He's still building houses.
Pushing 100, and
he was ship president.
Pushing 100, didn't he?
Yes.
Right. History lesson over. Thank you very much.
Whoa. He hails from the Northeast. He hails from the Northeast, Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
Billy, start your own bloody Billy Bob Coleman historical channel. You can have Jimmy as your bloody co-host.
Do a Tom Lynch.
Political ITK.
Yeah. Roach says, remember Botman was done, but the clubs took days to announce it. No, there's a difference with Botman because we knew Botman was there. We'd seen him for a medical. We knew it was done because a deal in principle was agreed. That was because the French side of it had to wait until they wanted to wait that extra couple of days so it could go on next season's accounts. There was a reason for that. There is no reason for this, if it's done, not to announce it now. There's simply none. Ian says, chill. All I want is a season where we're not fighting relegation. We need time to swap out sponsors like Castoria and Fun 88. Relax. We're in competent hands. Solly says, if Miggy leaves this window, the next is pretty much against his will because he loves us. He will not want to go anywhere. And Maxi is buying property here, so don't panic. Look, Maxi's going nowhere, and I'd be staggered if Miggy wanted to go to the Skip Rats, right? There's just no way. No way. I'm not having it.
I don't think Eddie Howe would want him to leave because you'd just be squad depth if we buy a better replacement.
Exactly. Matty says, bring back the days when you used to read the rumours in the newspapers and you only knew it's a done deal when there was a picture on the back pages. Social media has a lot to answer for. Look, social media has its good side, and we all know it has its very bad, evil side. There is some absolute tools out there, and we all know that. But, you know, it does have some very good side of it as well. You know, I've come to have a lot of success on social media through YouTube. Meet so many great people, you know, even Ryan, and it's there was not one single laugh for that joke, not one.
Shit.
What is that? What are you trying to?
Maybe keep your thoughts to yourself, you twat.
Well, no. To be honest, through the fan forum, I talk to people like Roy all the time because of it.
Yes, you do.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So there is a good side to social media. I just think some people are so desperate to get likes, subscribers, view, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Because they want to get one up over people and say, "Oh, this is." All they do is troll through the news pages. That's all they do. Because they've got no contacts, they've got nobody inside the club. That's a certainty. Because there was like Eki Teki's coming for medicals and things like that, and wow, that happened, didn't it? You know, so we all know. So it's the club that will announce it when it's done, not some, you know, Twitter account or YouTube channel. No. Anyway, Felix says, I saw loaded Mag Pinpoint Sangare on their next transfer window, But he signed a new deal at PSV. Bit of a whoopsie there. This is why I only believe Sky and Eddie Howe pied off Pedro today. Look, I've seen so many channels doing welcome to Newcastle, Joao Pedro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, welcome him to Newcastle. Why? You just don't do that until he's holding the freaking shirt, man. I mean, Renier, do you scour looking for, these in the nose and do you believe anything that you read on Twitter?
No, I mean, I must admit, whenever I scroll through different types of media, of course, when I see something like that, I look, and that's the point, I guess, why people do that. They want to be the first to announce. But I obviously then look to other channels and other media to see if it's actually done. And that's why I'm obviously annoyed that we haven't been quicker in signing a couple of strikers. But shit, man, I always just check what's real and what's not real. So that don't really piss me off because I guess you start knowing who's posting what, and then you just have to say next until you find a valuable source.
I mean, what if Wood gets injured, says Funkenstein? Well, we're screwed until we've brought in a striker. That's a certainty.
Are we really screwed?
Yeah, I think the team lineup tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting. Come 6:45, an hour before the game, we're going to know and see what Eddie's thoughts are and what he does. But he has told the fans he wants to go a long way in the cups. So Dan Kane says Sargent is a championship level player. We as Americans have just risen to a higher level. That said, he's like 21. We can't define his career yet.
Yes, we can.
Jimmy, you're not the only American I've heard.
Yes, we can, Jimmy.
Shit on
yes,
him.
we can.
I've heard others don't like him.
Freddie Adu was done at 18. Okay, we can define his damn career.
Same with Zardes.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. If you suck, you suck. That's why you're at Norwich.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Toon Review North American edition.
Oh, God forbid.
Yeah. Samsonite says, honestly, though, if we had another option than Wood that could pose a threat forward, we might have sneaked a win against Man City. For me, when the substitutions were made, that was it. We were there to hang on for the point. There was no doubt about that. I mean, Ryan, what was your view of the game? I mean, how did you, first, we started off the first couple of minutes really well, getting a corner and things like that, looked positive. Then City took over for 10 minutes, scored the goal. But then we kicked into gear, big style.
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe did his homework really well on Guardiola, and the amount of space we're getting to and the amount of possession I was seeing, it was unbelievable what I was seeing. And just want to say the ref was an absolute piece of shit. This is the same guy that we're talking about. I think Watford away last year, his first game, we bigged him up, and he produces that crap. First of all, he books Bruno in the first 5 minutes or whatever. Right from there, you're not going to get the best performance out of him. And then Joe Linton arguably has the worst of a tackle, but he doesn't get carded. Where's the consistency? And also, VAR has to fucking dig him out of a hole just because he got the wrong decision. I mean, the guy should be suspended and relegated to League One refereeing. It's a joke.
That's New Zealand football.
But I was furious right after. I remember talking to John about it, but as the day went on and the day yesterday, and I'd say the result kicked in and it felt better because never mind the ref, we played pretty well against one of the best teams in the world, arguably.
Well, by the way, just news through from Tony there that Ramos has been subbed off injured for Benfica. You couldn't
Joao
write
Pedro.
You just
couldn't or calf.
Couldn't script it, could you?
Yeah. Broken metatarsal, out for 4 months. There you go.
I think it's Joao Pedro now.
Yeah. Todd Fishel, thank you for your $5 super chat. Just got home from work and logging in. Did we get Joao Pedro or not? And how are the lads? And go Dogs. Who the hell are the Dogs? Could be something to do with Jimmy, that, isn't it? It's got to be.
Could be Cleveland Browns, couldn't it?
Go Dogs.
Georgia Bulldogs. Woo!
All right, there you go. Well, no, he hasn't signed yet. Todd, we're still waiting something from the actual club. Simon says Pedro only started 15 games last season with 3 goals. So potential for more in a full season. I still think we should inquire for Brereton Diaz. Would be available at a good price. Nice are looking into him. Nice? Well,
He's
that's
a free agent, right?
No,
Is
£10
he?
million.
No.
10 million they want for him.
no, he's still a Blackburn, isn't he? Diaz?
Yeah.
Oh,
They want 10
Yeah,
million.
but
They want
his
10 million for
contract
him.
runs out, doesn't it? So
Yeah. Interesting. John says easy to say Pedro might become good, but at the risk of 30 million, not for me personally. Too much risk for the price. Surely get better than that for that sort of cash.
every sign's a risk.
I'm not sure you can.
yeah.
You know,
No, you can't.
what striker could you get for 30 million who is sort of a week in, week out goal scorer? You can't
Well, listen,
buy.
we paid 25 million for Chris Wood. That's the benchmark, isn't it?
Yeah.
If Newcastle think he's got potential, they would not pay 30 million for him. So Newcastle's obviously seen something in Joao Pedro, thinking he will improve the squad. Otherwise, they would not.
And let's not forget as well, Jack. This is the 3rd time they've gone in for him. You know, so there's obviously something
clearly
there that
something
they
they
want.
want in him.
Mm.
There's clearly
He's got
something.
age on his side as well. Sorry, boys. He's got age on his side as well. He's 21.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, it's one for the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got
How many
plenty of time.
how many strikers around his age are banging goals? Like most of, or Holland, that's it. And look how much he was worth, and look how good
Yeah,
he is.
you're not going to get a goal scorer for 30 million quid.
They're all
Who's proven.
inconsistent
Like,
on
you're
that
just
age.
not.
I think Eddie will turn him into a player as well. I think Eddie will get the best out of him and turn him into a better player. He's done it with bang average players at Newcastle now, you know, certain players. So for 21, Brazilian, that link up, I think he'll turn good. I honestly do think he'll turn good.
What you got to remember is as well.
Simon.
Sorry.
Tony.
Yeah, what you got to remember as well with Joao Pedro is he played in the poor Watford team last season, which was absolutely diabolical. Went through 3 managers, so no wonder the kid didn't really get much of it. You know, didn't do a lot last season.
3 managers.
At the game against us at St James's Park, he was the best player on the day for Watford.
Yeah. Callum says, I really hope Eddie doesn't decide to play SM as a centre forward. We learnt many moons ago it's not his position. I very highly doubt ASM is going to be involved tomorrow. I just don't see that at all. There's no reason to play SM. Look, Tranmere are in League 2, something like 16th or 17th in the league. You know, without sounding big-headed and any disrespect to Tranmere, apart from that tosspot Mike Dean, you know, we should be beating them with a decent side out. We should be beating Tranmere Rovers. That's fact. You know, but we know that football is a strange game at times, and you know, it can be a bit bizarre. And I just hope it doesn't happen. Sully says, trust in Eddie regarding transfers. I don't think this needs saying, but he has earned every bit of the success we've had. Stay positive. Look, the only thing that bothers me is, you know, 3-4 weeks ago, people were saying, you know, don't panic. There's plenty time. Don't panic. There's plenty time. We're coming up to 1 week left in the window. There isn't time now. There just isn't. There's 1 week left. So, you know, we can't keep saying, give it time, because Gary Wishart, there is not time.
Don't you think it might just be the case that it's going to be a terrific transfer deadline day for you lot on here, because we might be bringing in 2 or 3?
Well, listen, we've said all
You're
along
going to be an angry son of a bitch that day.
Cheeky Hudson-Odoi loan.
Who is?
Exactly.
Oh, you are going to be one angry so big. If we
I
don't
just have a
have
feeling
any
they're going to
sign-
go all out deadline day.
Yeah, if we get walled out, you're done. You're going to
well,
get devil.
listen, Billy, you'll back me up on this, but me and you have been saying all along through the summer that we will be involved on deadline day. Whether we bring players in or not, Newcastle will be linked to somebody, because
They'll
that's
see
just
the
how the
money.
media work.
They'll see
What's
the
that?
money and go, screw it, just spend it.
Yeah.
We've got a few more months until January. They see the money they've got, even if they don't make any more signs until deadline day. They'll see the money and go, screw it, just
Yeah, but
spend
what
it.
about the FFP?
Who are within that in a minute.
Since the Premier League all over us and that lot, not over the other teams that are spending like millions.
Yeah,
more
what
than
you've got
us.
to remember though, Gary, is the teams like Chelsea, etc., have the revenue to come in to balance FFP. We haven't got that yet until the big sponsors come in, like an Aramco for, or Saudi Gulf, Saudi Airlines, all that kind of thing is to come in the future. There's no doubt about that those big Saudi companies will undoubtedly be in there somewhere along the line for sponsorship. But at the minute, we're left with the likes of Castoria as the shirt providers, will Fun 88. To be fair to Fun 88, they make an effort. Let's be fair. They do give away a lot on the Twitter account of the fans. Free tickets and shirts, etc. So yes, Fun 88 have done okay, but they're not that big sponsorship that the likes of Chelsea, Man City, etc. Chelsea have got obviously Etihad Airways, etc. behind them. We'll have that in from as early as possibly next season. But we have to make sure that the money we spend is balanced out by what we bring in. So at the moment, even Everton, we just mentioned it before with the sale. If Gordon goes for 60 million, which I find incredible, that somebody is signing somebody that just basically stops birds eating your strawberries, it's incredible. But this is the thing, isn't it, Roy? I mean, those big companies out in the Middle East, this is what we've got to look forward to. But at the minute, we're just our hands are a little bit tied.
Well,
Sorry.
unlike
Go ahead.
Everton, we have owners that, if we were to get in a bind, have the money, have the resources, have the business connections to get us out of it. And I mean, just take the money you were going to give Tiger Woods, and drop a little of that Newcastle's way. I mean, we have better connections than Everton does, which is why I could never see us getting in a position like them.
Yeah.
We're
Roy,
too smart.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm not
for
sure.
interrupting.
I'm not sure we can use Aramco if PIF's got shares in it. So I've read that somewhere. So it has to be a company in Saudi that's got no connections at all with PIF. So it might be Saudi Airlines. I think Aramco, there must be a bit of percentage there. But it's a good start with this because I think we've got 7 million for this. Noon. So I think that's the third highest in the league after Chelsea and Man U. They get 10 each. So that's the third highest sleeve sponsor. So it's a good start now.
It's an upgrade on Kayak for sure.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure how much Kayak was. I think this was 7 million. So that's their higher.
Noon's a good start. It's a good start. Harry says all these haters of Wood now scared in case he gets injured too. No, absolutely not.
We only
That's
have
what we're saying, Harry.
We only have 2 strikers. That's it.
Yeah, we're saying if we have to rely on Wood, we're still up shit creek, big style. Solly says, Billy, you absolutely amaze me with your breadth of knowledge.
Thank you, Solly.
Indeed. Aaron says, why would you buy an understudy to Wilson? He's injured most of the time. Go buy a striker where Wilson needs to get back in the team. Well, look, there's definitely a shout for that.
If you can find one.
Yeah.
That's 70 million there.
To get somebody that's going to keep Wilson out the side, that's when you're talking the 50, 60, 70 million quid. So it's bloody difficult, man. Tom says Jimmy Carter visited Newcastle when he was US president and was behind Newcastle and Atlanta becoming twin cities.
I told you there was a link there, didn't I?
Tom's just a genius, man. Billy, you could go out for dinner with Tom and just talk about random encyclopedic stuff that nobody else would know. It's incredible.
Sounds like a laugh a minute.
Sorry?
Sounds like a laugh a minute, then.
Oh, God.
Well, him and his brother did like a good drink back in the day.
Which US president didn't? Ian says, I watch Scottish football and would not take Morelos. He lacks discipline and not a team player. Morelos would be a last resort, but I'm saying he's better. He's a better striker than Chris Wood. He's absolutely. It's always a school day with Billy and Tom Lynch, says Rachel. Yes, stealing facts, not from In the No Spanners. Fraser has a groin problem. Look, I've just seen someone in the chat there, and Renier. Well, somebody said that Callum Wilson is maybe past it, as in his fitness, and certainly you could say that about Ryan Fraser.
Yeah, I mean, I just think to take things back a bit, I mean, of course, it's really cool that we're in 6th position and everything, but I think and a great performance against Man City, but we just need to fucking manage to stay top 10. I think the season, of course, Callum Wilson has got injury problems. We've spoken about it a lot on this channel, you guys, especially everybody in the comments. We just have to try and hang on this season, I think. You know, we can obviously push and try and get something near the end, and I think it's going to be expensive to get players near the end of the last week or the last day. And Ryan Fraser, of course, I mean, he's all right, but we obviously all want more. But the thing is, we need to spend a lot of cash to get a lot more, and I think we just need the patience. And just to get the top 10 finish will be awesome for me. Although, of course, after Man City, I was fucking wishing for the victory. But fuck it, you know?
Somebody's car getting nicked.
Sounds like my farm in Luton.
So somebody's car alarm's going off. Susan says you've got more chance of me and Paul going for medicals than what the in the nose know. Indeed. Ab says I laughed at the Ryan comment, Paul. Thank you. V says, Paul, this is for joke. Hope that's better. Have a nice day. Well, thank you, V. Rachel says, love a Paul rant. Rachel, I do not know what you mean. I'd never rant on this channel. Jules says, Paul, making the life of a mod easy breezy lemon squeezy. Well, that's my job, Jules. That's you know me by now. The Fool says, fact is fact, not big on speculation. Big problem with the world today.
Yes.
It's all clickbait. Stick to what you're doing, Paul. You're the best in the business. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Then Soli says, Paul, stop chatting crap. The in the nose were right. Eki Tiki did have a medical. It was just at the wrong club.
Wow, they got one thing right out of a billion.
Well, no, they didn't. That's the joke, Ryan. You know, click on Howie, mate. Get it Howie.
And
did have a
the
medical,
club he
but
ain't
it was
going to
for
walk out the
PSG.
tunnel in.
There's a PSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed
And the
his
club he ain't
Ghana
going to walk
top.
out the tunnel in.
Well, apparently he was ball the other day.
Ryan must be tired.
Yeah.
His
Never go
gynecologist
against
gave him the okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, we didn't. Oh, he's already asked that, hasn't he? Carl says Arsenal had the welcome to Arsenal banners out for Bruno. They look a bunch of tits. We don't want to go the same way.
It's every club. It's every editor on YouTube that wants to get clips and cool music on.
Absolutely. Honestly, lads, wish Newcastle the best of luck, says Shane. I'm not sure who. Oh, he's a Man United fan. Bloody hell. Cheers, Shane. I love Man United. I know their supporters just are fantastic people.
I love Ten Hag now. Any man that can drop an F-bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
hate
class.
United fans. I hate them.
Yeah. Who do you hate?
I hate United fans. Man United fans.
Which one?
All of them.
Shane, I do apologize.
I had these
Right.
two Man United fans at my school. I just remember every single lunch. They always sit at my table, and they just bully me for supporting Newcastle. Like, we're 6th, you're 19th. I'm like, shut up. And finally, I can get my own back.
Bullying is wrong, you red devil twats. Dan Kane says, to be fair, Fabrizio Romano is usually right. He's cautious about what he says. I don't think he posts whatever. I think he checks things. He's wrong at times, but he's pretty good. You're right, Dan. Listen, Fabrizio Romano is the one person, right, that I'll admit I listen to and really take in what he says. You know?
Here we go.
And when he says, here we go, that's his words. Now, that's what we're saying, and that's what Stato said on the show last night, that Jimmy's got the same internet as John Sinclair, I'm sure of it. I'm pretty, we said last night that, we're 95% certain that, what Fabrizio Romano has said is right. But then everyone else jumps on the bandwagon and people are saying, oh, he's in for a medical, he's in for this, he's in for that. Nobody has come out and said that. Not one person. If he does, brilliant. Then we'll talk about it.
He did try and clarify and clear it up on his audio clip that he put out earlier.
Yeah.
Try to put a bit more meat onto the bones kind of thing.
Yeah. Would you just like that? What did he say there, Gary?
Basically, he went and reaffirmed exactly what he said, but he just basically tried to expand on it a bit, saying, about his fandom of obviously Watford and his, he's friendly with the I can't remember who actually owns Watford now, but with the owners as well. So, you know, he didn't want to go into too much specifics because he can't do, because obviously gives away all his sources. But he said he's got all these ties with Watford and that lot, and basically that's what it is, and that's how he knows what he knows.
Absolutely. Alan says, after the disappointment on Sunday, do you think the lads will improve against Tranmere? And the next 2 away games are tough against Wolves and Liverpool without any strikers. I think it's tongue-in-cheek what he's saying there about the game on Sunday, but I understand what he's saying about Wolves and Liverpool. We need strikers. Time will tell. Time will tell. NUFC lad says Joao Pedro has signed. Sources Zidane's conditioner. Swan Chan says, imagine if Ronaldo on loan for a season. Nah. Steve Gator says, oh my God, I remember Freddie Adu was going to be the next superstar. Where did he go?
He just fizzled out. He had like some lower league, like Spanish team that took him for like a year on loan, and he was gone.
Interesting. Abs says Lumpen Grumpen Fakalaka showed Lascelles a clean pair of heels, might be worth a shout. Oh God, no. No, if he signed for Newcastle, Jesus Christ, that the writing was in the stars when Stato tried to when Stato did that, came out with Macam Slack and or whatever his name is.
Sound like laugh in my head.
Yeah. Geordie Howeman says we need a main striker, not an understudy to Wilson. Sadly, Wilson is an understudy. Gutted for him with his injuries. I mean, yeah, you're right. What about a short-term contract for Edinson Cavani? No. Surely worth a punt considering our current position regarding forwards. Billy,
didn't he just sign?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't he go to Turkey or somewhere?
I want to say he's close to Valencia.
He's on a free agent.
I won't take him. He's worse than Callum Wilson for injuries.
Years old as well.
No point buying a sick note.
I think he's a good striker, but I just don't think he fits what we're trying to go for.
I agree. Well, he's injured all the time too, like that Ryan says, and he's at an age now where injuries get worse for him, and it takes longer to get over him. So, as much as he was a good player 5-6 years ago, no, I don't think so.
Interesting. Graham says any signing is a risk, whether it's 1 million or 30. Yeah, look, even Fergie didn't get some of the signings right. Let's be honest. Neither did Rafa. And look how well we speak about Rafa. You know what I mean? It's
Ashraf Lazar.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He could be one of the best players on the planet or a flop, but 3 bids for him must mean something considering he's only 21. Not that risky, in my opinion. Tony, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, I mean, any transfer is a risk. It doesn't matter what you pay, I mean, Man United's went out and paid 60 million for a 30-year-old on 400 grand a week, which is absolutely crazy. So Pedro might come in and hit the ground running. He might not. Just have to give him the chance. I'll back him 100% when he signs for the club and hope he does well. And I think he will do. Eddie Howe will get the best out of him.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's Premier League proven.
Yeah, and he'll learn off Bruno as well.
Yeah, definitely. Spacebar says Anderson will start tomorrow. Yeah, I'm no doubt that. I think the way Eddie was talking today, that Elliot Anderson will defo start. Roy, do you think he can make a shout?
Yeah, I like him. I thought at some point we'll see him against City, but it didn't happen because Murphy is awful now. When he comes on, I give up. So I think Murphy will start tomorrow.
Sorry. Could Elliot Anderson play up front? With his goals he scored, do you think instead of playing Chris Wood, is that somewhat what we could do?
It's a bit of a risk.
I think he possibly could, but I don't know. I'm not sure how I'd feel about him playing up front, to be honest.
You can play him behind Munoz.
Yeah. Steven says, Paul, relax, man. There's loads of time.
Put Joel Linton up front. I mean, he can do a job.
Joel Linton's an option. That somebody mentioned that in the chat before. Joel Linton's an option. So, but again, I think
but that means you're going to put Longstaff in the middle.
I think Longstaff will start tomorrow anyway. right, to be honest.
Yeah, I play Longstaff tomorrow.
I think you give Longstaff a game.
Yeah.
Was anything
It's,
said
if
on
he
Jamal
starts-
Lewis? Because if he doesn't start or in the squad, then I have worries that he's gone.
I'll be
like,
surprised
for
if Jamal Lewis doesn't start tomorrow, because I
He
think he'll
has
start
to,
ahead
man.
of Dummett.
we need a left back like in
Denzel
the
will
squad
go
ASAP.
I think Lewis will start. I honestly do.
Yeah.
Mike says, I expect a loan for transfer window. Target and Willock have worked well, so I wouldn't rule it out yet. There's a possibility. The Pete says, relax under Ashley. He would bring in Shefki Kuki out of retirement. Yeah, possibly. Stu says we should beat Tranmere Rovers, but we should have beaten Cambridge. Yeah, we're a different team. We're a different club. You know, I know we were
Evolved.
taking over and all that in January, but we still, you know,
We
you know,
still
we
had
had
Steve
Jacob
Bruce
Murphy
team.
up front, for
We
God's
still
sake.
had a Steve Bruce team.
Yeah, absolutely. Nathan says Diego Costa, Januzaj, Cavani, Tello are free agents. Surely one of them is worth a sniff on a short-term deal.
Is
don't
Diego
think-
Costa still relevant?
No, Diego Costa's signed for. He's playing in Brazil, isn't he? Signed for the Brazilian team.
Yeah.
Cavani that we've just been talking about. Tello, I'm not sure. Januzaj, don't know what's happened to him. I thought he was playing well for
He's the
Sociedad.
next wonder kid.
Excellent at Man United as well, so no thanks.
Yeah, okay. Billy has spoken. Dan says, do you think ESM will be available or not even on the bench? I'll be very surprised if he's in the squad tomorrow. I really will. Look, we shouldn't need Maxi tomorrow against Tranmere. Let's be honest. Come on. Alan says, we are lucky we still have the time to get another striker. If Wilson's hammy was to go now, is the best time, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Imagine if his hamstring pulled on September 1st. Could you imagine?
Wow. Yeah, well. Villa are 4-1 up at Bolton, by the way, just to let you know. Derby County are 1-0 up against West Bromwich Albion in the injury time. Everton scrapes past Fleetwood Town by a 1-0.
I hope that Cabbage Head gets sacked.
Stockport are still holding Leicester City 0-0.
Go.
Let's have a look. Any other? Burnley have won away at Shrewsbury 1-0. Southampton beat Cambridge away 3-0. Crawley have beaten Fulham 2-0 in the 90th minute. That ain't good. Bournemouth and Norwich are 2-2. That's gone to penalties. Palace beat Oxford 2-0 away. MK Dons won at Watford 2-0.
A lot of sides putting the first strength, well, not first strength, but very strong sides out.
They are putting strong sides out, yeah. And
Yeah, Villa versus full strength.
There is some quite shocking results there, but laughable ones as well.
And Babu plays at Fulham now?
Yeah.
I mean, Wolves' side's quite strong.
Yeah. I think Wolves need to kickstart the season, to be honest. They need a you know, because we're going to stuff them on Sunday, so they'll have to look to the week after.
They've only won 2-1 against Preston.
Yeah.
Only just.
Yeah. Preston aren't a bad side this season, though. I think Preston will do well in the Championship. Colin says, do you think Wilson should drink more milk? Hey, yeah, out to get him, you know. None of the first 11 should be starting tomorrow. I probably agree with that. I think he'll make a complete change. I don't think any of the starting 11 will start tomorrow night. Paul, don't pick up the fun at it. These people prey on the most vulnerable. Listen, I know what you mean about betting companies, but I'm just saying what they've done, like, for giveaways. I'm not talking about betting or anything like that. I know what you mean by that.
What about
better than Wonga?
It's better than
it's
Wonga,
better than
exactly.
Wonga.
Absolutely. Look how many people got into financial difficulties because of Wonga. So, you know. Callum says, surely the club should be considering selling or loaning players as well. It has all seemed very quiet on that front. Certainly the outgoings are very, very quiet, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to bother them? No, that's the point, isn't it? I think we'll see a few go out deadline day, though. I think the likes of Fernandez and people of that.
Surprised Matty Longstaff hasn't gone on loan yet.
Yeah, well, I think we've kept him for tomorrow's game. I think he'll play tomorrow night.
Do you really?
Yeah. Why not?
He'll be on the squad at least.
He'll do a job. He's not too bad for a League One, League Two side.
League Two, yeah, he did okay for Mansfield. So, yeah, I think he'll be okay tomorrow.
Oven Chip says Leicester's owners have shares in King Power, who sponsor them and the stadium. Yes, they do. Interesting. So if Leicester can do it, Roy,
we should. But I think that was before they had that
meeting. Pre-rules, wasn't it? That would be fought pre-rules.
Bastards. I've said it all window. Wish we'd take a gamble on Barbosa for a striker available for under 20 mil and has to be better than Woody.
Yes.
Listen, who's the guy for Atalanta who played against it? What's his name again? Zapata. He's a unit, by the way. Why not try and get Zapata?
He's not bad. He's a good striker.
He is.
He's strong. He can score. He's just not bad at all. He's gone really quiet.
Yeah. Gordon is horrific. He is a ferret-faced cockwomble. Just didn't like him at all, says Funkenstein. See how you feel, mate.
I'd say peep down the diving a little bit and he can be a good player.
Yeah. Even Wood could score 20-plus goals in the Scottish League. Okay. Dan says Wilson's legs keep breaking because he only likes to score a goal that defies the laws of physics. Just tap it in, lad. He did miss a kind of tap in, didn't he? But look, Cara says Fulham Bournemouth are on the way out of the Carabao Cup, and Bruce's West Bromwich Albion is on his way out. Leicester struggling against Stockport. What about Armando Broja, says Aquasia? Well, I think he might end up at Everton. I just have a funny feeling he's going to end up at Everton simply because of the Lampard-Chelsea connection. You have to remember that. I'm sure I have an LP in the house of Jimmy Carter. Wasn't singing her out, but it's speeches. It was bought when he came. Okay. Ratchet says, when I subscribed to your channel, Paul, it was just rants that we were getting out of you. I wouldn't attribute to you, though, it was the management and the ownership to blame. Absolutely. Christ almighty. It wasn't good for my blood pressure, that, to be fair. Stu says Ten Hag's trousers are too short. He looks like a school kid with an ill-fitting uniform.
Yeah, Jimmy Cranky, isn't he? Very Jimmy Cranky.
Do you know what? I don't know because I don't look at that type of thing. Each to their own is what
Simon Jordan with the puppet on top.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Says it all. Right, Jimmy, what do you think's going to happen tomorrow night? Then are we gonna breeze through?
3-0. Well,
breeze through 3-0.
Darlow 3-1.
Okay,
If
I'll go with that.
In goal,
I think Dubravka will be in goal tomorrow. If Dubravka, listen, I don't know what you guys think, but I think if Dubravka's not in goal tomorrow and it's Carl Darlow, I think Dubravka will be away before the deadline ends. Rania, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to play. But I think he might be on his way out anyway. I just think it must be hard. You know, he did pretty well, as you said before. And then Nick Pope comes in and takes that number one spot pretty much. It's shitty, man. It's shitty. He's also international, you know, Slovenian. So he obviously wants to do the job, Slovakian. Sorry.
Mike says maybe it's time to re-sign Muto. He's doing pretty well at Vassell. Yeah, look, I don't think Muto got a good enough chance over here. I was a big fan of his when we signed him, and I thought, yeah, this guy could really do well. But unfortunately, he didn't fit in for certain managers' plans. But hey ho, V says loan for Pedro wouldn't work. He comes here, we keep his skills up, playing him in the Premiership, then hand him back. No thanks. Now, it's not a loan deal, is it, Tony?
No, it's not a loan deal. We're going in for I think the fee was 25 million plus 5 million add-ons, but something to do with the add-ons that Watford's not happy with, apparently.
Yeah,
apparently the contract goes up until 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to Atlanta, and when you said about Zapata, I'll tell you another player, Lewis Muriel.
Yeah.
He's available for 12.6 million.
Luis.
Yeah. Yep, he's not bad. Spacebar says Jose Perez back to Newcastle. He only has a year left on his contract. Spacebar, take yourself to the bathroom, lift the toilet seat, and you know what to do. Kara says his team tomorrow would be Dubravka, Lewis, Dummett, Lascelles, and Kraft, Longstaff, Anderson, Murphy, Ritchie, and Stevenson.
Maybe you get fun room for Manquillo. If Lewis isn't fit, maybe play him at left back.
Yeah.
I won't play two left backs.
I'd agree with that lineup. Oh, just about.
Well, Dummett would go centre back, wouldn't he? I mean, for me, Dummett's not quick enough to be left back anymore.
No.
But I've always thought he's a decent centre back.
I'll put a different centre back.
Who would you go for?
Yeah.
Well, Dan Burns gone, so pretty much our only option is Shaw. But I'd trust Shaw more than Dummett.
No,
If Shaw's get injured there, then we're looking at Lascelles on Sunday.
I'd play Fernandez actually instead of Dummett.
Yeah, let's not forget Freddy Fernandez. I think it could be Fernandez and Lascelles, to be honest. And don't forget Kel Watts as well. He's still here. He hasn't gone on loan yet.
Yeah.
So it's a chance for him to have a look at some of the younger kids, I tell you. Ibrahimovic is out for a while. Well, no. Just no.
What is he, 60 years old now?
Well, at least. I love Anderson and think we should have started him on Sunday over Willock. Don't know if he was ready. What do you think? Well, listen, I've heard a few people say Willock wasn't very good. I thought he was excellent on Sunday. He made some brilliant driving runs in the first. Second half, yeah, he tired a bit and he went off. But I thought first half he made a big impact. Mr. Wishart, what do you think?
To be honest, I didn't see the second half. Sadly,
that's a disgrace.
I know. Just blame alcohol and medication. It doesn't mix.
Well, I know that more than anybody. Medication doesn't mix for me, and it's not. I don't drink. Never mind. We played a strong squad against Cambridge last year, and got beat. Their keeper had a blinder. We were awful. I can't see us making the same mistake. Look, Jacob Murphy was playing as a striker. That's why we didn't beat Cambridge, because he missed 3 zillion chances to score. Diego Costa is a free agent. Haven't played a single game in 2022, though. No. Listen, we shouldn't be. Look, I know what you're meaning, but come on, we shouldn't be looking at players like this. We're out of that situation now, where we're looking for bargain basements to come in and do a job. Come on, let's get a proper player in here. Jeez.
It might even go to that. It might even go to panic buying, like we did with Chris Wood. I don't want it to go like that.
I'm not having the Toon turn into an old people's home again. You know what I mean? Come on. No.
It's not my
Foxy says Diego Costa is a massive no. Atletico Mineiro couldn't wait to get rid. Disaster now with injury issues. Ian says, I read Paul, quick update on Tenerife. Twat. Don't know if I mentioned I was on holiday. I've sold a load of spoons today and I've booked another week. Happy days.
Yeah.
Oh, business booming, mate. Yeah, people always need spoons.
All right, now, boy.
We've got a hello from someone in Saudi, I believe. Good
Can you
evening.
translate, Roy?
His name is Raed Marwani.
I'm sorry?
So, his name is Raed. R-A-E-D.
Friend of yours?
Never seen him before, but it says hello in English.
All right. Well, I know that, Roy. I can see for that. How about you come on the show and state the fucking obvious every week, Roy?
What about medication and alcohol? What were you saying?
Oh, my good God.
Don't remind me of alcohol.
Yes. A bit hungover, Roy?
Yeah, well, actually, I missed the last 20 minutes in the game. I fell asleep on the table in the bar.
Yeah. So you think we win 3-1 then?
And then I see on Facebook he posts the whole video of the whole bar.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. For all the youngsters watching, that's what drink does to you people. Oh, by the way, Roy. We've had certain messages coming in that about your doppelganger.
Oh, there's another one on the list?
Pep Guardiola.
Oh, yeah, they say I look like him.
If you had a shorter beard, right, instead of looking like friggin' Santa Claus of the Middle East, I'm telling you now, you are a dead ringer for Guardiola.
You just stated the obvious. We've heard that before, too.
Yeah.
Did anyone ask your friggin' opinion, Canadian man? Honestly,
they call me the a few people call me the Persian Pep.
The Persian Pep?
Persian Pep, yeah. Persian Pep.
The only Persians I've ever heard of is a rug and a cat. Wacky says, would you be able to secure a work permit visa in less than a week as well as medicals? I don't think his work permit's going to cut it. Pedro, certainly not, because he's got a chance. Well, he'll get British citizenship next year. Yeah. Jules says owners and conflict of interest, sorry, funding, etc., was different pre-takeover. I remember rightly, the other teams quickly voted in the change when our takeover was going through. Yes, They did. You are right, Jules. Yes. Dubes must be worth 15 million or around that. He's a Premier League proven goalkeeper. Well, listen, I said that last night, but I was crashed down to earth by Billy Bob Coleman and Stato, who said that we probably might get not even 10 million for him.
Yeah, he's 33, 34. Don't know how long he's got in his contract, but if you get 10 million, you're doing well for him, I think.
Gooderin says I'd bring Ketsbaya back before Perez. How are you, man? I'd agree with that. Christopher says it could only happen at the Toon, a positive start of the season followed by, and he keeps us in suspense, but I think it's followed by injuries. Madison just missed in the shootout. Maybe she's done it deliberately. I really want to see more of Bondswell, so I hope they play him. He won't play. I don't think he'll play Bondswell. I think Bondswell was involved a lot in pre-season because, he took a lot of the kids and he gave them an opportunity. But I don't think when it comes to tomorrow, I think we've got certainly Jamal Lewis is there, and Paul Dummett if needed. But I think he'll play Lewis. Kel Watts says injured, says Simon. So, there you go.
Injured FC, bloody hell.
Yeah. Norvik says, Karen, if that's the team for tomorrow, I hope we have some quality on the bench. So Norvik says Karen. Wasn't it Kari? Is that just Karen in Norwegian?
Maybe just...
So is Kari a female? I don't know. He's changed it to Kari. Okay, so he's pressed an N by mistake. I got no way. Rachel says, rant away, Paul. Thank you very much. ASM versus Trent after watching him yesterday. Yeah, look, Trent is not a defender. We know he's not. Look, they played a clip on Twitter today, that first Man United goal. I mean, he just gave up. He got skinned and then he just jogged into the penalty area. And, had he sprinted in, he could have maybe got to Sancho before, Milner flew in like a kite and then bloody Van Dijk stood there like the Statue of Liberty. So he could have maybe done something. Christopher, it could only happen at the Toon. A positive start to the season followed by shout news on the injury front. Don't delay. Get a goal scorer in to maintain the optimism. There you go.
Yes.
Someone on Facebook says, hang on, everyone. What happens if we put our second 11 out and we get beat? We need to make sure we win tomorrow. Play 6 or 7 of our first team. Get 2 or 3 up. Then put the young ones on. Get the game won first.
I wouldn't get carried away with putting the second team out. Bear in mind, Eddie Howe still wants to win. So he'll put the team out he knows will win.
Yep. I don't think he will, though. I think it'll be a different 11 starting tomorrow. He may put some of the big names on the bench, but opinions, they're funny.
But I think at the end of the day...
Sorry.
No, go on, Tony.
Yeah, it's interesting. Bruno's not long just put a tweet out there saying, here we go, with a picture of him and saying Tranmere Rovers tomorrow.
Say that again.
Yeah, Bruno's put a tweet out saying, here we go. There's a picture of him, and he's got on in the background Tranmere Rovers in English time and in Brazilian time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do that, though, don't they?
Listen, that might be for his Brazilian fans. You never know. Just saying, hey, Newcastle are going to play Tranmere. I don't know what kind of bloody voice that was. Like I said, it wasn't fucking Brazilian. Forget that.
Sound the band. Sound like a Bond villain.
Shut up, Billy. Tangy says, Ayoze Perez missed a penalty against Stockport for whoever wanted him back.
Maybe
have Leicester gone out?
No, they went through.
No, they won 3-1.
Bastards. Could have Zapata helped. It could have had Zapata in January, but we didn't want to pay the loan fee. Yeah, there you go. Bondswell was great, future first team player. It's a statement. Shop window team will be on display tomorrow night. Possibly. Shay, stop asking about him because I don't want to talk about him. Foxy says no. Roy looks like Dave Caldwell, boxing trainer.
He does a bit actually.
Okay, I don't know who he is. Wacky says make a move for Arnautovic. Oh, Christ almighty, man. Nah. We're not Man United. Jesus.
Not a retirement home.
Exactly. Look, we've done that before with Stuart Pearce and Ian Rush and John Barnes and whoever else wanted to bring the Zimmer frames to the club. It's not happening.
Shefki Cookie.
Yeah, Shefki Cookie. Geordie Awayman says we are the live game on Sky. Get ready for the hype of them wanting us to get beat. No, what you do is, Geordie, you turn the volume off and you listen to me. Watch the game on Sky and listen to the commentary on the Toon Review. That is why you won't get no bullshit from Sky. So there you go. Toon Status says good evening. Hope everyone is well.
No, Alex.
Oh. Does anyone else want to say hello to Stato, or are you all just boring?
I'm fine, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
How are you?
Thank you very much.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah. Are we all
There were
asleep
nine-
or what?
No.
I tell you. Never mind. Damien says hit the thumbs up and help the channel. Costs now and helps the Toon Review. As it does, Damien. Thank you very much for that. Everybody watching, we've got over 800. Smash that like button. Like what, Billy?
Like the back of the Man City nets.
Damn it.
Or Pam Anderson's arse.
Okay. Well,
You pay him and he takes a choice.
oh, we got Chipper's websites in again right at the end of the show. There you go. Right. Okay. So tonight for the panel, obviously, we've got 2 games before next week's fan forum. So we'll start with you, Tony. A result and scorers for the game tomorrow and Wolves on Sunday.
I think we'll win 3-0 tomorrow. Depending on who puts out as a team. If Lascelles is playing, he might score from a corner, so you never know. If Anderson plays, he'll definitely score, I reckon. And I'm going to see Emil Kraft if he plays. Give him a chance to get a goal.
Okay. And Wolves on Sunday.
I'm going to say we'll beat Wolves 2-0 on Sunday because it'll be different from last season. And I say Maxi will score and Bruno.
Cool. C-Stock says won't get to watch the Tranmere game in Canada, so we'll have to listen to it on bit. No. You listen to it on the Toon Review is what you do. Okay? None of this BBC nonsense. Geordie Howayman says it's strange because dating sites appear when Alex appears. Interesting. Rachel says, please report the bots. Press on one of them and select report. Indeed. It's the only way we're going to stop them is keep reporting them. They just keep on. They're like the plague. They just keep on coming, don't they? Andrew's going 7-0. I presume that's for both games, but obviously we'll do a Wolves preview later on in the week. Right, Tony, thanks very much for coming on. And you can catch Tony as a co-host on John Sinclair's channel, giving his opinion on things and keeping John on the straight and narrow. So thanks very much, Tony, for coming on. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Yeah, just Paul. See you, Billy. See everybody.
Good night, man.
Bye.
Good night. Right, Gary Binns, come on then. Tomorrow night first.
1-0, I think. I think it's going to be a close one, depending if we put a weakened side out.
Right.
I'd say Elliot Anderson with goal. And then I'm going to go 1-0 again with Wolves. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're not a bad side.
Gary, man, have some bloody passion. I was expecting you to say, right, maybe a close game tomorrow with the changes in the team, but Wolves will go out and we'll absolutely batter them.
Nah, I did that last week. I did that with Man City. I thought it was going to be 2-1 to us, and you know what I mean? I backed us then, but I think it'll be a close game. I think they're going to put 2 defenders on Maxi, so in Wolves games. I don't think it's going to be as like a good result as what we think, but I still think we'll get the 1-0 win, and I think it might be Maxi to score for us in that.
Right, cool. Yep. Right, well, thanks for coming on, Gary.
Yeah,
and we'll catch you next time, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers, guys.
Good night, mate. Right, from one Gary to another. Tomorrow night first.
I'm still going with like the other Gary. I think it's going to be a squeaky bum time. 85th minute, 1 goal. Sorry.
And who's going to score?
Anderson, if he plays.
You do realise we're playing a team bottom of League 2.
I'm just going in last year. I don't want anything like happening like last year with Cambridge. So, yeah, just let it be 1-0, get it over and done with, and we can get all our team back in.
Gary, your score predictions are a cure for insomnia.
Well, not really. You're going to like next one.
Listen, if we go out and stuff them 6-0 tomorrow night, next week you're getting a hammering. Right, Wolves on Sunday.
4-0 to us.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, okay, you'll get this. Okay, so this is purely.
Hang on, right? I will just stipulate, we are playing a team near the bottom of League Two tomorrow, right? And you've said 1-0. We then go and play the Portuguese Wolves, and you were saying 4-0 at Molineux.
I think he's got them mixed up.
Hey, that's his
Wrong
choice.
way round.
That's Gary's choice. It's his opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll buy that. If that happens, I'll buy that.
I'd love it if that happened.
Goal scorers. Okay, Botman with a header.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to go for Bruno with a hat trick.
Wow.
Who?
Bruno with a hat trick.
Bruno hat-trick.
Yep.
Right, he's never looked like scoring all season playing in.
This is the point, okay? Why not make it now that he actually comes alive again?
Could be. Have you been on
Gary,
that medication
I'll tell you what, man.
tonight?
Yeah,
It's my opinion. I just don't think Bruno's that type of player to get a hat trick in the game. That's just my opinion.
Not playing when he is, but
this is
Stato's in here.
Fantasy football related, by the way.
Yeah. Status is 17th in League Two at the moment, only one win, but they finished strong last season, only 2 points off the playoffs.
All right. Calm down.
Cheers, Alex.
Hey. Dan says Tranmere will low block us so maybe tough to score, but hopefully we will get through it this time. Well,
I mean, I bet Tranmere will be up for it tomorrow. I bet they'll be up for it.
I know, but please, man, it's Tranmere Rovers. What says Tranmere nil, Newcastle 4 and Wolves 1, Newcastle 4. Now there is a man, right? Mr. Wishart, I'd like to thank you for coming on tonight. Listen, I hope we stuff Tranmere, but I hope your prediction of Wolves comes true, mate. And otherwise, you will be getting some hammering on the forum next week. But
I'm already getting hammering off Roy. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on, matey, and we'll see you next time.
Guys. Catch you later.
Take care, mate. Good night.
Incidentally, if we're going further, we're talking about Morelos earlier. He's been left out of the Rangers European Cup squad tomorrow, so maybe there is some kind of purchasing that. Well, may not be useful coming to, but
are you sure he's not suspended for some other reason?
No, absolutely not. He's cleaned his act up a little bit, actually. To be fair to him,
he got sent off on Saturday, Billy.
Well, he's obviously gone back to his old ways again. Then.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God. Paul says, what's 6'5" and looks like an oyster? Harry Styles, Lily Savage, and oh God almighty, let's just move on. Tranmere play 5-3-2 in League Two, so they'll be 100% be doing that against us. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Renier.
I reckon 3-1 against Tranmere. They'll probably squeeze one in.
And the goal scorers?
I think the Longstaff brothers, I reckon they'll be up for it. I think if Matty does get a run out, he's probably going to rock one in there.
Right.
Who knows who's going to score the third one? Maybe an own goal. How's about that?
That's a cop out.
Yeah,
right, Wolves.
Wolves, I think it'll be tougher than we probably believe. I mean, they haven't started off well. But I think I'll go with one of the previous guests and say 1-0, and Maxi will finally put one in.
Good. Right. Thanks for coming on, Renier.
Thanks,
really
guys.
Appreciate it, mate. Take care. See you soon.
See ya.
Good night. Right, Jack, come on then.
I'm going to go Tranmere with a comfortable 3-0 win.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go with an Anderson goal and Sean Longstaff to get 2.
Sean to get 2?
Yeah, and he can get 2 goals. And he's got a strike on him. We know that.
Wolves?
And then Wolves 3-1 Newcastle. I'm going to go with Bruno with 1 and Maxi with 2.
Okay. Wow. Yep. Well, I hope that comes to fruition. Thanks for coming on, Jack, and we'll see you next time, buddy.
See you next time. Bye.
Ta-ra, mate. Bye.
Jimmy boy. Tranmere first.
See. 2-0.
Okay, and who's going to score?
Anderson 2.
Yeah, I think it could be his night tomorrow night. And Wolves on Sunday?
1-0.
Ooh, squeaky bum one. And who's going to score?
Miggy.
Wow. Okay.
Well, somebody will cross it and they'll smack him in the face. and go in the goals. So. But either way, they all count. So
He'll still have a smile on his face as well.
yes, he
Yeah.
will.
He will, yeah. It doesn't matter how it goes in. Christ almighty. Foxy said that was Morelos' first red card since 2019, which is amazing for him. Yeah, but he didn't play for 2 years because of COVID. There you go. Jimmy, thank you again for your company tonight, matey.
Okay. One more thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I caught this correctly, but how's Danielle?
She's all right. She's just taking it day by day, mate. Just it was a hell of a shock to her. That's all. And she's just took a bit of time away to recuperate. But I'm sure she'll be back on. Hopefully, back end of the week.
Okay. North America loves you, Danielle.
Oh, that's kind of you, Jimmy. Really kind of you, and I'm sure she'll appreciate that, mate. But we'll catch you next time, Jimmy. You stay safe, mate.
All right.
Stay well, brother. Good night.
See you, buddy.
Anyone need my ESPN Plus password? Just DM me.
There you go.
Can watch the match tomorrow.
I might do that.
We've actually got it on Sky over here, so we're lucky. We're lucky.
Well, North America.
Oh, well, there you go. North America, give Jimmy a shout. Thanks, Jimmy, mate.
Top
night.
Top man.
See you, mate.
Love him. Love him. Right, Ryan, come on then. Tomorrow night.
3-0 Newcastle.
Yes.
2-1 against Wolves.
Right. Who's scoring tomorrow?
Chris Wood will get 2, and then Sean Longstaff.
Okay.
What?
No.
No, I'll be happy with that.
Against Wolves, I'm going to go with ASM and Joe Linton. And I think Wolves, Pedro Neto will score.
Well, I'm hoping we keep a clean sheet, to be honest. But, I like your confidence, Ryan. At least it's a win. That's a bonus.
I predicted a win against Nottingham. I predicted a loss against Man City.
Yeah.
I was right on the amount of goals they scored, but not too off of our goals.
So was I, mate. I said 3-1. But, never mind. I thought it might have come true at one stage when Trippier's free kick went in. But there you go. Right. Thanks for coming on, Ryan. We'll see you next week, brother.
See you,
Yeah.
mate.
See you, Ryan.
guys.
Good night, buddy.
Mate. And as usual, it is down to the King of Qatar.
Okay.
So we'll go with tomorrow night.
It's not going to be as easy as we think. So he's not going to start with Wood, but he's going to bring him on after 80 minutes, and he's going to score the first. And then
hang on a minute. So you're saying we won't score a goal before the 80th minute?
Yeah, so we'll score in the 80th minute, and then
teeth.
Longstaff will get the second. So we'll finish 2-0 tomorrow. Chris Wood, then Longstaff.
Okay, and how about Wolves on Sunday?
1-0 ASM. It's going to be a squeaky one. It's going to be very similar to the Brighton game.
Okay.
And they're not as bad as the table suggests as well. So they've been a bit unlucky a few games.
Well, we can only hope you're right, mate. We can only hope you're right. And 2 wins, that would be good enough for me. Right. Roy, thank you very much again. And
cheers, mate.
I say we will be bringing Roy on at some point during deadline day as well to get his thoughts from the Middle East and any news that he can bring us from over there. So he'll be putting his feelers out.
I'll be back at work as well, so I'll have some news hopefully.
Exactly. Well, we'll catch you next Tuesday night anyway. So thanks very much, Roy, and we'll see you next week, mate.
Cheers,
see you, Dad.
Take it easy,
mate.
bud. Good night.
Good night, mate.
So there you go. That is it, Billy. Obviously, we didn't preview the Tranmere game. So how do you think it's going to go? What's the score prediction from Billy Bob Coleman?
I'm going to say 3-0 convincing win.
Yeah.
I think we'll score pretty early. I think we'll take it as we want it, really, and score as and when we want. And I think we'll win 3-0. And I think we'll have goals from Sean Longstaff, Eddie Anderson, and maybe one from Lascelles from a corner.
Oh, well, okay. Well, of course, we'll not ask you about Wolves because we'll be previewing them on Thursday night. So don't miss that show either. But that's it, guys. If there is any breaking news from Newcastle tomorrow, we'll bring it to you in a video tomorrow during the day. But tomorrow night, of course, it is the watch along with myself. We're starting 7:30, 15 minutes before kickoff. We'll run through the teams and then you'll get live commentary of the game from myself. So looking forward to you joining me for that. As I say, watch it on the TV. Turn the sound off. Don't listen to their bollocks on Sky.
What's your prediction, Paul? What's your prediction?
I'm going 4-0. I'm going 4-0. I think Chris Wood will score twice, and 2 from Elliot Anderson as well. So I'm confident we'll thrash them tomorrow. I just have, I'm confident the way we play, and I'm confident that even though it won't be the original start 11, I think the way Eddie has installed this attacking mentality into our side, I'm going for it tomorrow. I think we and it'll just be fantastic. Trolls says I forgot the merch thing. I have. Damn it.
Whack it on.
Okay, right. It is for this. The blue away shirt. Now, this one is a 5XL, I believe, but as I say, anyone from a 2XL onwards will probably fit into this quite easily. So there you go. Right, I am going to now spin the wheel of membership. I can't get it up on the screen. It won't connect to StreamYard for some reason, but here we go. Billy, after, do you want to do a countdown and then I'll...
Yeah, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoosh, there we go. We are going through, and the winner is... Wow. Rachel Lilly, one of our mods, who is a member. Rachel, you've won the shirt. So congratulations. Obviously, I'm sure you've got plenty Newcastle fans, or you can, it's a 5XL. You could wear it as a 90 or whatever you wanted to do with it. It is yours. You have won. So Rachel Lilly, you are the winner of the shirt. So congratulations. If you can send me your address, Rachel, I'll get that sent off to you. So congratulations to Rachel. Now we still have, of course, the 4th kit to give away, and I still have the Loch Ness shirt to give away, guys. So that will be given away later on in the week as well. So lots to give away, and of course we do. Chris Banks has put fix again. He does it every bloody show. So there you go. We do have a Crystal Palace ticket to give away as well as, of course, an adult and junior ticket for the Bournemouth game as well. But I must stipulate on that one, you cannot upgrade the junior ticket. It is for an adult and junior only. So that those rules have to be abided by. So there you go. But we will do the draws for them in due course. But thank you, Billy, for joining me tonight. Thank you to everybody that's joined the forum. I really appreciate that. Susan sent me a text saying Defo will fix. I can't win. I can't bloody win. But what the hell? So listen, Billy, thanks. Everybody in the forum, thank you to the super chatters. Thank you to the mod squad. Thank you to everybody that's watched tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure again. We will be back, as I say, tomorrow night, 7:30 with the live watch along. Any news, we'll bring it to you here first. If the club make an announcement. Good night all. See you tomorrow.
Away the lads and lasses.